Hello and welcome to this video. In this video we're going to talk about the concept of hybrid working, and in particular how a new solution called Windows 365 could be absolutely beneficial to you and your business. Now in this video we're going to go through the concept of what hybrid working is. We're going to give you some concepts and some also real life scenarios of where hybrid working can be really useful. And finally, I'm going to go through the solution that we're looking to use here at Boffix that we think is going to be the best solution out there when it comes to tackling hybrid working. This video is one I don't think you want to miss. Stay tuned. Hello, welcome to this video. My name is Aaron Patrick. I am a chartered accountant, a certified UK trainer, fancy new logo, that QuickBooks chap on the internet, and also head of accounts here at Boffix. Now, one thing Boffix has done, which a lot of you businesses out there have also had the same issue, is we've gone through hybrid working. Now, before we talk about anything else or solutions or anything else, let's just go down that concept of what hybrid working really means. And it's all been kind of pushed along because of the pandemic, because there's been a lot of working from home. Well, it's given us an opportunity to figure out going forward how we want to work. So let's set the scene. First of all, I'm going to draw it on here. Now, the key to me drawing on here is I'm not very good at drawing. I can tell you that 100%. But I know that Lizzie, our editor, is an excellent drawer, or at least she can find some better clip art to put over here. So I'm going to put a concept of what I think it looks like. I'm sure Lizzie's going to make it better. All right, so going from here. So the concept is really straightforward. Before the pandemic, we started off and we had an office. And in the office, we had all our people working. Now, while they were working there, we had lots of benefits from that because we had collaboration, we had the chance we could train people better, and ultimately that's where we started Boffix to be from day one. Everyone sat in an office, everyone completing their work. Now, the pandemic came and we weren't able to go to the office anymore. So the pandemic basically stopped us going from the office, and it meant that our people migrated to their homes. And every one of our different employees went to their own different homes and happy as Larry, working away, going from that. And our situation was quite straightforward for us. A lot of our software solutions was cloud-based anyway. So a lot of the actual talking to it goes to the cloud. And a lot of that meant that we could have most of our situation and most of our work was being able to done, doesn't matter where you are, classes remotely. And that actually works really well. And other than a few tweaks to our systems, we were able to make this work quite well for us. But now fast forward to where we are today. Now what we've got is we've got what's called a hybrid. So the person who's working will either be going here or they're going to be here. Or more likely they're going to stay at their home or they're going to be travelling to the office. And why is that? Well, we found that while people were working from home, we found other benefits. So benefits where they could have more flexible working hours. They would able to be able to get on with work more easily. They'd be able to work with stuff without getting disturbances. There was actually real benefits of them being at home. And we found that actually, if we combine the benefits of the office and the benefits of home, and we provided what's called a hybrid solution, then we think we're going to get much better response from our employees, and we think we're going to get a better overall experience. But hybrid working comes with certain limitations, and that's what this video is all about, those limitations. So let's think about the limitations we've got now. Well, in our scenario where we had a computer over in the office and a computer over at home, well, yes, we could have a laptop, but that's including or making sure that this person here moves that laptop from one to the other each and every time. And actually, that's not always going to be the most sensible way. A, that means the laptop could get broken or stolen, or you could have data that's actually going to be at risk for people being able to find. But B, sometimes there's just technical issues why that won't work. So our solution was actually, well, let's not have laptops, let's have computers in each place. And to a point that does work. So the idea that we send and install a computer at the home address and we have a computer ready for their office work as well. And in theory that works better because we're not expecting the employee then to take the work to and from and having to worry about making sure that if they go to the gym that it's the laptop's put away safe and all that sort of stuff goes away. So overall, we think that having a computer in each location is the best way. Now, if any of you have ever tried to share a computer before, you'll understand straight away where the frustrations and problems can come from in this way. Because if you think about it, not only will that employee probably need to use that computer, but you're going to have other employees using that computer as well. Because if you don't need a computer for every individual person, then it makes sense that you scale back your office environment and you only have enough computers or hot desks ready for each individual ones, and making sure that you're COVID secure and making sure you wipe down the workspaces, everything like that, that can be a really sensible solution. But the problem is when you share a computer, you do run into issues. And also it means that if I need to fix one of these computers, maybe one of these computers breaks or whatever it's going to be, then I'm going to have downtime for each individual computer. And just to put it into context, we had someone doing a hybrid working model this week, and it took them almost an hour at the beginning of the day to log into that computer, get all their passwords, get everything set up, download the software they need, get themselves authenticated with Office 365, get them set up in the way that they want to work. And basically, that's an hour of time that is absolutely essential to be setting up. But if you're going to have to do that each and every time you move computers or move desks, obviously that's something you want to avoid. So how do we get around it? What is the solutions out there? Again, a laptop would solve most of these issues, but we've gone over why that's not a practical solution in this scenario. And also, a laptop means that you've got to physically take that with you. And there's certain scenarios where maybe this person here isn't going to actually go to and from an office. Maybe they're going to be away on a works trip, or they're going to have to, do some work while they're actually in not their home, but they're in some other place. So they might not be at home. They might be visiting relatives or whatever it's going to be. And they're needed for, 30 minutes worth of work just to get something out the door. Whatever the scenario is, sometimes having the ability to have that work at any point could be really, really useful. And this is where hybrid working comes into play. Now, if I look at the scenario here, the way that we're bringing in a solution, and the way that we're going to talk about today of how we think this is going to help you going forward, is that let's not have these individual computers having their own software on them. Let's have these individual computers actually using, up in the cloud, a computer up here. And the idea would be then that when the person's at the office, that they basically talk to the computer there, and when the computer's at home, they talk to them there. Or if the person's out and about, as long as they've got a device that's connected to the internet, they can talk to the computer there. And this is what we call hybrid working. Okay, so hybrid working, let's have a look. See, the idea of hybrid working is I'm just on any computer, doesn't matter what computer at this point. As you can see, I've just got a normal bog standard internet browser. In this case, I'm using Google Chrome, but actually it doesn't matter which browser you use. With it being Windows, or the solution that we're talking about going to be Windows, then you might find that actually doing Microsoft Chromium or Edge or one of their actual browsers may be a little bit better, but in this case, it's not the end of the world. So the solution that we're looking at is called Windows 365. Now, the concept of Windows 365 has been around for a while. The idea where you're actually going to virtually connect to a virtual computer and actually work virtually is actually something that's been around. There's a software provider called Shadow that's used quite a lot in the gaming world. Amazon have a solution like this. There's a Citrix solution like this. So the idea has been around for a while, but what's actually really appealing to Windows 365 is because it's made and built by Windows, we should find that it's going to be the most stable solution and the one that's going to easily be able to roll out. Also, from a price point of view, you'll find that you can actually have the opportunity to have this for one person or 6 million people if you need to. What I'm trying to say is it's unlimited scaling. So it's not that you're limited to having to have, say, 50 particular seats first before you're even allowed into the program. You can take this from day one. And that gives you a lot more flexibility and gives you an opportunity to be able to make this work really well for you. Again, also, because it's Windows related, you should be able to see the most amount of innovations in the way that it's working and interacting. And we should find this could be the best solution. So let's see exactly what's going on. As soon as I click on Windows 365, which is basically just a Windows 365 browser, I'm going to click in, get myself logged in, accept anything, and you'll see here that it's showing me what cloud PCs I have. Now, but remember, I'm still in my browser at this point, and all I'm going to do is open in browser the computer I want to use. Now this computer isn't something that I've got set up anywhere. This is running virtually in the cloud by Windows themselves. So I press apply and Microsoft, I'm going to submit, get my password and everything else in. And here I am, I'm logged in to my virtual PC. And it's just like any other PC, I can do what I need here. So I'm going to open up Teams, I'm going to open up Google Chrome. From Teams, as you can see, I've already started looking at maybe doing an Excel document. So I'm doing a really important spreadsheet. I've got all these things that I'm putting in here. I'm starting to really figure out these spreadsheets, and it's really important to me, and I don't want to lose any of this. Now, in this scenario, yes, this is all cloud-based again. So it's not that I wouldn't have access to this anywhere else, but it's something that I'm working on. And even though I'm on a Mac in this case, I'm on an Apple device, I'm actually able to go through and actually work on a Windows device, absolutely no problem at all. And I could install Windows only software directly through here and it wouldn't have any issue. And again, I'm running this directly through a browser. Okay, from that last scenario, other than the fact I was using a Windows environment on a Mac computer, an Apple computer, it wasn't all that impressive. I was still just sat at my desk and I was just doing things as I would do normally. It's the place I would normally do work. And all of that software that I was showing you was already there. But look at this scenario. So now I've moved, I'm now in a different area. I've now not got the same laptop, I've not got anything else. And I want to go and work exactly where I was before. Well, in here, if you can see here, now this time around, I'm not going to log in as the browser. I actually have a dedicated application I can put on my computer called Microsoft Remote Desktop. And from Microsoft Remote Desktop, I literally go and I click in, I put my password in, and just like magic, I'm now working exactly where I was before. This is exactly the same. And in this setup, because I've got multiple screens, it's just gone and put it on all these multiple screens. So I've got a screen behind here, I've got this nice big screen here, and over in that corner there, I've got a screen over there. So I've got everything I want, and I'm carrying on doing exactly the same. So here is my really important spreadsheet. Let's jump into my browser. And while I'm in my browser, I'm going to go in and I'm going to start going into QuickBooks Online. While I'm in QuickBooks Online, I'm going to go in and look at HMRC. I'm going to bring up the news. I'm going to see what's going to happen with the news. I've got everything that I need here. And in this one, I'm actually going to go and put that particular browser over on the other screen over there. So here's an example. I'm now working on the same work from two different machines. All I had to do was log in. Okay, so I can see the comments already, but Aaron, you were just in the same room. All you were doing was going from one computer to the other. How's that going to be useful? Well, what about this scenario? This scenario, I'm now in my office. And in my office, again, I've just got a computer just sat here. And all I'm going to do is use that same login. I'm going to put my password in. Here's the browser I was looking at. Is that really important spreadsheet I'm looking at here. And I'm going to put some more figures in here. I'm actually going to sign into QuickBooks now. And now I've opened up my QuickBooks license. I'm in here. I mean, one thing we didn't show last time is I can even just use exactly what I need to. So if I need to go in and create a new meeting. So I need to do a meeting within Microsoft Teams. I just go start meeting. And one of the things that works really well is it's just picked up that there's a camera on here. I'm not had to set anything up. I'm not had to do anything. It's just coming through. So I can just press join now. And I'm just using everything as I need to. And this meeting here is just coming out of this camera up here. So one of the real advantages of this technology is that means that I don't have to worry about where my files are saved either. Because we have a policy that we want to keep everything saved into our file saving scenario. But every now and again, an employee may have saved it to their own hard drive by accident or to the downloads folder. Now though, if they're always working in here, it doesn't matter whereabouts they are in the world and connecting to it, they're always going to get connections to this as they need to. So they can go in here and think, and again, this is just a Mac. All I need to do, back here, and I'm back on my normal Mac as I would want to. Maybe I need to do some stuff outside of work, for example, and I can go and do that. But if I'm doing my work-related stuff, I jump into my Microsoft Windows 365 account, and from there, I'm still working as intended. Okay, but what about if we're doing something a little bit different? What about if we're out and about and we're in a coffee shop? Now, again, I've got a laptop with me, so I should be able to do most of the work that I need to. But what about if I need quite an intense working document? What about if I'm doing something that requires a lot of juice, a lot of beef? Or there's files that I need that I haven't quite saved. One, I didn't know I was going to need them. or there's other reasons why it's going to be. Well, again, this scenario, just like before, double click on it, bring it up, and I'm now back working in that same environment. So here I am, I'm working on that important document again. So I'm putting test into here and I'm putting test into there. Again, if I need to, I can conduct a meeting while I'm here. And if I go back to my browser, I'm in exactly the same place I was before. Here's that QuickBooks license we were looking at, and I'm continuing the work. But if I need more raw power, or if I need something that's Windows only in this scenario, then I have all access to do that while I'm out and about. And again, this is all working in the cloud. And what about this scenario? This time I'm outside. I don't have Wi-Fi. All I'm doing is connecting directly through a mobile network. And all I'm going to do now is do the same technology while on my iPad. And if like magic, I've got exactly the same. So I'm looking at the same browser, I'm looking at the same spreadsheet, and I can put some more information on if I need to. And in a pinch, if this is all I've got is accessible to is my iPad, I can still get the work done. Okay, what about this scenario? Maybe a little bit more extreme, but what if you were out and about? What if you weren't actually at home, you were at someone else's house? Maybe a family member, maybe someone like that, maybe a friend. Maybe you had no intention of having to do some work for that one, but again, you got that last minute job that just come in, you've seen the email on your phone, and you know that you've got to get a reply to that sooner rather than later, or do a bit of work and send it off. Now, if you're going to be just doing a little bit of work for a little bit of time and you haven't got the laptop, the last thing you want to do is borrow someone's computer and then start installing software and trying to get connected to this and get connected to that VPN and do all of that sort of stuff. Whereas again, let's think about that first scenario. All I need is an active browser. So this laptop here, it's a Chromebook, so I have no idea even if I can install most of the software I need. I don't even know if it switches on. But all I need it to do is be able to switch on. I can go to a browser. Again, remember, I go to Windows 365. And from Windows 365, I get to use this option that says Open to Browser. From there, it's asking me all the same stuff. I can press Allow. I need to put my password in. I press Submit. It's opening everything up for me. And here I am working on exactly that same product. And just like magic, I've got exactly where I was before. I've got access to everything I need to get access to. I can do everything I need to do. I can go in and I can find that browser experience and I can look at what I need to do and I can put everything in. I can make it full screen. And from here I can go in and I can say, right, well, where was that browser that I was looking at? Where was that QuickBooks file that I was playing with? And I've got everything I need just from here. And I've got all the files I need, all the elements I need. And in a sense, this could work. I can join a Teams meeting if I need to. I can go in and I can do everything that I need to do. If I've got a really powerful piece of work that I need to do and I need to get everything on, I can put that in as well. Effectively, I've got everything I need and everything is in place so that I can make sure that I've got what I need to do for whatever scenario is going to be. It's all being done in the cloud. And as long as I've got an active internet connection and a browser, I'm good to go. Okay, so there we have it. There's some scenarios where it works. Let's talk about how you get it set up and what the price and everything else is going to be. Well, on my iPad, I can see that we are now looking directly at the Windows 365 Cloud PC page. And on here, it is telling us exactly what it is. I highly recommend having a look at these. The idea that you personalize your own PC, you get to personalize that cloud PC. You can see we can connect to it at any point. There's loads of different configurations. It's all secure, it's all safe. There's the opportunity to stream to any device. Now I've been showing it on iPads and on Chromebooks and on Macs, but obviously it works on Windows. Even on a Raspberry Pi at some point it's going to work perfectly. The actual device you use is actually going to be really simple. And actually, if you needed to in a pinch, you could actually connect to your mobile phone. And if you had a good enough experience in terms of controlling that phone, you'll be able to get work done there in a pinch as well. But again, at the beginning of here, the reason that I find this to be such a more compelling service compared to the others, so this solution is already out there. There are other solutions that do it, but Windows have only just come and started doing their own, Microsoft that is. And what I like about it is the fact it's for small and medium businesses, or for enterprise as well. But what we're interested in is the small and medium businesses. And if I go in and compare plans, you can see that there are a whole raft of different costs associated with it. And they like to split it into this: basic, standard, premium. Now those premium ones probably aren't going to be anything that most people are going to need. So you won't need them unless you've got some really powerful software you're trying to run. The basic one, in our eyes, hasn't been exactly what we've needed, but that should work for most things. but it's been the standard one where we've got the most use out, and that's mainly because we use Microsoft Teams so much. So that's why we've been jumping on that standard one. But I can imagine if you don't need Microsoft Teams, then you probably get away with that basic one as well. So I'm going to leave it with this tagline here: your Windows in the cloud. And that's exactly what this technology is. And for hybrid working, it's the perfect solution in our eyes. The idea that you just need to make sure that your employee turns up, they can log in, then they're going to have access to all of the stuff they need to be able to get work done. And that's what this is all about. Another major benefit of this is about support, training, and being able to make sure that your staff feel like they've got the support they need to be able to do the work they do. Because what you can do on here is you can actually jump in and sort things out for them. You can set things up for them before they need to actually do that piece of work. You can go in and you can make sure that a certain piece of work's working for them. You can test on another experience if you need to. There's so many ways in which you can use this from a remote point of view to be able to help. And even if you're training them, you can jump in and be looking at the same scenario they are. There's so many options that you can do that are going to help your employees. And I think that's something that's really powerful. That means from an IT point of view, you're going to have a lot of options there to be able to make things work on your behalf. And I think that's a really good point, and I think that's something that's going to make it really good to be able to use this solution. Now, if you're interested in looking at this further, then don't forget to contact us at Bofix. We actually offer the opportunity to be able to buy this if you want to, this Windows 365 directly from us, or if you want to have an opportunity to have some consultations about how it could work in your place, we're more than happy to talk you through that as well. My name's been Aaron Patrick. Let us know below in the comments, do you feel that this is the perfect solution for hybrid? Is there anything else that you think would work better for your scenario? You know what we're all about here at Bofix. We want small businesses not just to survive but thrive. And in my opinion, hybrid working is an opportunity for small businesses to really, really thrive. Another solution we've been using this for is remote working, or people who are only going to be working for you part-time. If they're only going to be coming in and doing a project, or they're only there for contracting hours or whatever it's going to be, it's so easy to just drum one of these options up for them. Then they can connect into there, do all the stuff you need. You know that your data is safe and secure, and you know that whoever's doing that project for you has everything they need to carry on with it. As always, it's been an absolute pleasure to do this video for you. I'll see you on the next video. Bye for now.